I just want to say with deep, deep pride that I can't stand transphobic bigots. Let's get one thing perfectly clear. Trans men are men. Trans women are women. It's a fact. It's a simple fact. Trans men are men, trans women are women. Yet this woman, Patricia Silva, just can't seem to accept the truth. Here's the evidence. Yeah, so for those who aren't aware, haven't seen my TikToks, Patricia Silva is the Karen who pitched a transphobic fit when she saw a trans woman in the women's locker room, and then tried to claim there was a naked 12-year-old girl in that same locker room, and she took pictures. Now, here's the thing: there was no 12-year-old girl in there, none. She made it all up. And one of the people connected to Planet Fitness, the higher up on there, called Patricia out on that. Take a look. Did you see that message? Did you see any mention of a child? Of course not. There was none. There was no child there. Patricia made that up. And he wasn't the only one who called her out on this. A woman named Caroline Walker Trulock also called out the liar for fabricating this story out of hatred. She clearly told Miss Karen that 12-year-olds can't be a member of Planet Fitness. 13, 14-year-olds must be accompanied by a parent. She asked where the parent was. Did the parent take offense? And she never heard any comments made by a parent or child in the locker room. These are all justifiable concerns and questions. Here was Patricia's response. Yeah, how does Patricia respond to facts and evidence and logic? With insults, because that's how bigots like that act. And it gets even wilder. Apparently, there's some high profile people looking to kiss up to her and make a celebrity out of her. They want her to tell her story. Oh my God. You may recognize one of the names in this shot that I'm about to show you. Take a look. That's right, you read it right. Dr. Phil. Biggest vulture on TV today, Dr. Phil. Oh boy. How he still has a show, I'll never know, but that's another story. But yeah, so apparently Daily Mail and Dr. Phil are trying to make a hero, a celebrity out of this bigot. This woman who all she did by making up this story about the existence of a child in that locker room. This was done to spread hate. This was done to spread a very hateful stereotype about the LGBT community. In fact, she's spreading that horrible rhetoric on social media. Here's the evidence. You know what bigotry is based off of? Bigotry is based on the concept of the saying, like, one bad apple spoiled a whole bunch. You see what she's trying to do here? She points out one story that fits her narrative, and all of a sudden she's spread it out like they all do it. Like they all do. Like I said, bigotry is basically letting one bad apple spoil the bunch. Same thing applies to racism. Same thing applies to racism. People see one person of color do something bad, and somebody who's not well known in much of anything is automatically assumes, they all do it. That's what racism and bigotry is, and she's spreading that over and over and over again. But I do have something good to show. See, on an online search while I was watching the Kings game, I happened to find this little tidbit, and it's very, very vital to this whole saga. Take a look. Can you say busted? It says right there. Somebody who was there, right there, said there was definitely not a 12-year-old child. Must be 14 with adult and 16 without. Patricia handled this situation completely illegally and immaturely. And get this, it says Patricia clearly agrees with the transgenders in the locker room because she signed the Planet Fitness agreement / policy. In other words, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, yet despite signing on the dotted line, she pulls this stunt. She pulls this stunt to spread hate, to spread her bigotry, to spread her transphobic rhetoric. She makes up this story just as part of her twisted narrative, even though she knew what she signed up for. Like I said, busted. Planet Fitness can not only sue Patricia, they can actually file charges against her. What she did was against the law. And again, and I said this before in an earlier TikTok, the subject of this child, there was no child in the area. Which means, obviously, she's a deceitful bigot. But if there was one, there isn't one, there wasn't one, but if there was one, she still took pictures. Yes, I'm kind of using old school camera, but you get my point. She still took pictures. There never was a child, which makes her a liar and a bigot. But if there was one, she still took the pictures. She still took the pictures. If there was one, that means with a minor wearing just a towel, she still took the pictures, which is absolutely unlawful. So she's either an unlawful person taking pictures of a minor of a minor with no clothes on, or she's a lying bigot. Of course, obviously, she's the latter because there was no child. Like I said, busted. Patricia should be sued by Planet Fitness, and she should be prosecuted because she broke laws. Plain and simple. That's the way it is.